Hello everybody. Welcome to my nook. It's Kimberly. So nice to spend some time with you. I appreciate that. I'm here to share a flip-flop journal modified and my design team project for the Paper Cameo's recent 3 kits that comprise her autumn selection, thus far anyway. And they are stunning. The only thing on the face of this flip-flop that comes from that collection, however, is this and this. And that's because of the story that this journal told or is telling. So I'm going to share that with you. But first, I would really like to tell you what the kits are that I used, and I will list them below. But then I won't be saying them all the way through. Alright, so the 3 newest kits are called Damask Gold, Autumn Gold 1, and Autumn Gold 2, which is the ephemera, envelopes, tucks, pockets, that kind of thing. And then out of her older kits, much older kits, although she's not been around all that long, but I met her at the very beginning and we really had similar tastes. So they're old to me. Baroque, love letters, and classic ephemera. So these kits all have a lot of gold in them and are very similar in their flourishings and their fleur-de-lis, their sense of life and movement and vibrancy and dynamism. So I thought they went together really beautifully. And then I've also used 2 photographs, 2 pictures, this being one, from Rubyandpearlyxo. And then the cover pieces here are IdaJanedesigns. So with that said, let's start with the story. So this lovely woman, and the woman who's also shown on the inside of the cover, is on a vacation, a bit of a self-retreat. She's rented this lovely cottage and she's overlooking the ocean and she's thinking about her future. She's wondering what her future holds. Right now she's pretty, she's happy enough, but life is kind of what she was told to expect, sort of what's, traditional, and it's not bad. It's just that she feels like it's not quite enough for her. And I feel like this chintz pattern sort of represents that sort of a traditional feeling, as well as this up here. And so she's imagining that there's more potentially out there for her life. If she can see it in her mind, then she feels there's a better opportunity that she'll be able to set goals and find ways that she can accomplish a life that's a little bit more romantic, vibrant. She wants to, feel that she's living a life of opulence at some points. She wants to feel artful and creative, and all of that she thinks is available to anyone, but she's sort of fallen into the humdrum of kind of, what her family and what her area seems to think would be the thing for her to do. So this cover reflects that. It's very, very pretty. It's got the beautiful tatting, and these are leaves that I took off of a, the flowers you buy that are fake. Fake flowers. And so it's beautiful, and I'm sure none of us would mind this, but it's, it's just sort of ordinary, sort of expected. And this is a tag. So it's probably the biggest tag I've ever made. But there's the beautiful picture if you haven't already seen it. Gosh, I'd love to be there. And then the back has this other absolutely stunning paper that I love. It's from the Damask Gold kit, for sure. That much I know. Okay, I'm going to put it back in because it does play a role. All right. Of course, you know we can go both ways, but this is the way we're going to go with the story. So this is her as well. And now she's walking, and she's still, trying to imagine and kind of think about, what it might look like for her. And what's really important to her is that she feels that there's romance in her life. Not just romance with a partner, but romance in how she stylizes things, and romance in how she dresses. And I think what she has on is pretty romantic. But by adding this netting, it even gave it more. So it's not a matter of money. It's a matter of style. It's a matter of, what is it that piques your interest and makes you feel comfortable in your surroundings. And here's a beautiful bouquet, and this is really what she's grown up with, and she loves it so much. So it's here because it's always going to be a part of her. But it's just a little too sweet and a little too ordinary. And so I collaged the outside edging to break it up, to not have it look so perfect and so all figured out. And then this other side of the tag I think is really darling. It was hard to decide which side I wanted to have show on front, because I love all these wispy things. But can you see how this sort of begins to have that more creative and romantic flair to it? So the tag does play a role in, kind of helping her along. So she wants to kind of start again, which means that she kind of whitewashes her current life. She doesn't find anything wrong with it, but she just wants to take it out of the closet, so to speak, and put it somewhere else so that she has a fresh start and a fresh beginning. And so this is one of the wonderful envelopes that comes in the Autumn Gold 2 kit. And I made it very small. This is 5x7. And it's just so cute. And then this. I love this. This to me was going to be a beautiful piece in here. I love how these two went together. I think that's just super pretty. I like that a lot. And then, whoops. And then this is a autumn leaves card. And this is a leaf that's done in gold on a white and gold script. I just love it. So I put it on the back of all 4 of these journaling cards, and it ended up covering a wide area. And then I don't know, I'm really into doilies lately, so this fragment was left over, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to use that doily. So there you go. So to me, this is kind of more where she's going. It's very dimensional. It's very damask. This is kind of, where she's been. Sweet, who doesn't like it? But this is where she's going. More character that is speaking to her. I love this, even though it's part of the paper design. I think it's so beautiful. And this could be seen as a bit of a crown up here that is part of the paper. So it's kind of a quasi crown. It would depend on what you put on the page, but I really love it. And I love this design down here. It's got the vase and flowers and beautiful. And of course, animals, graceful, exotic animals are romantic. And a palomino of sorts, just by itself, no saddle, in the countryside. What a romantic thought that is. And then we've got the elk or reindeer with his beautiful rack. And then this Baroque paper. Isn't it gorgeous? I hope you're able to see the gold well. This beautiful paper. She would like to be able to have stationery that looks like this. And this is an invitation to afternoon tea. And these ladies are dressed up for that, as are these mothers with their children. They're all invited to tea on this beautiful paper. I love it. It's Ruby and Pearl, I do believe. I love it. Nicola has these wax seals on the side of all of her envelopes and her kits, and I just tucked it over the edge, and I think it just looks fabulous. It just adds an elegance to the whole thing. I really like it, and this is a tag from an old kit of hers that I put that photo on, and I backed it with one of the animal print papers. Just love this photo. This slips in here. This is a writing place and a writing place, and then this stays right under here. I was going to glue this down, but then I had a feeling it couldn't really go back in enough, and it's just working. So far it hasn't really slipped out. And then we have 3 tags over here. Beautiful diamond bird, B for bird, beautiful cameo with the pearls, and a like a stationery head, a cartouche sort of thing. Just gorgeous tags. I double printed everything instead of backing most things because it already was so thick. I used 32-pound paper, and that I would not do again. I would use just regular 20-pound paper because it just made it so thick. And so my modification was to leave out the actual 6, 7, 8, 9 pages in a row as a booklet, as the journal writing part in each section. I couldn't see how it was ever going to lay flat. It lays beautifully flat, and I just couldn't see how I was even going to close it all if I put anything like that in there. So that's why when you take all this out, you have plenty of writing space, and really I just think it looks complete the way it is. So on to the back. This is the official back of the journal, and this is a beautiful little chunk of embossed paper from Heather at Rose Hill Cottage. I love it. It's got gold flecks in it, so of course it was perfect for this journal. And then this is from one of Nicola's kits. And I just love this paper. I didn't really want to cover it up, so I stayed short, kept the pocket low, because I really wanted this to show. Oh my goodness, my dog's at the door, so hold on one second. It's hot out there, so she would have really boiled waiting for me, so thanks. If I turn my camera off, then when I turn it back on, the sound doesn't work. So pausing is out of the question for me. Alright, so now we're going to flip the other way. Oops, let's see. So now we're going to go like this. Okay. So this is what I showed on Instagram. And this is her. She wants to be this woman who's just loving life, is full and rich with passion and vivance. That's how she sees this lady. And this beautiful lace. She wants to have lace in her house, on her body, on her bed, everywhere. I'm going to put this here. And this is another cameo that comes in one of Nick's kits, and I just love it so much, but I also love this tag underneath it. So I fashioned a little hook there, and it worked out great. And this paper is just so vibrant and colorful and very creative, I felt. Very creative. And I love this color of green gold. Oh, it's just one of my favorite colors. It's very antique. When they first started introducing this color, this sort of olivey green brown color, into the fabric world, it was the early 1800s, very early, like the teens, and maybe even a little bit earlier, and it was called drab. That was the name of it, drab, which, I don't know, I guess compared to the vibrant blues and madder red and whatnot, maybe it would be considered drab, but it's a gorgeous, earthy, green brown, just a perfect color for autumn, and she really has a lot of that in this kit, so it's a very accurate kit. And of course purple is associated with autumn and with Halloween even, and burgundy, so this is one of my favorite spreads. So this is actually a belly band, and I love the way this looks. I didn't really want to even cover it up, and so I almost left it the way it was, but if I can, here, I just think the whole thing looks so pretty. Oh my gosh, there's no way to get my hand out of the way. Let's see. There we go. Look at it. Isn't that a pretty page? I love it. It's full of that drab color, so that's probably why I love it so much. But I love the flourishes, Florentine leaves. I just love it. And so I had put together this beautiful horse with a fairy. They're both sort of romantic and flying type things. I know horses don't fly, but you know what I mean. You fly when you're sitting on their back galloping. And so I thought, well, I'll connect them. And then this gold tie could be undone, and then it could just rest there nicely. And then this is a journal card, which I thought was very pretty. And the lace continues over here. So the lace piece goes all the way across like that. Oh gosh, you know, it's going to do things and I'm not going to know what to do. When it opens, I'll have to work at getting it closed again. Okay, so on this side, we have a beautiful paper. It's part of the Damask Gold. Oh my gosh, I love it. And I cut, this is actually one long thing. It's for a tuck. And it's beautiful as it was, but since this is a skinny, narrow journal, there really wasn't any way to use it that made sense. Although I guess it could have come up here, but I wanted this color. So I cut it up, and it's like a laurel wreath, yeah. And then this is actually a journaling card. It's also on a pocket, and I lined it with another paper in the kit. And I actually like this lady more than I like the cherub, but can't have both of them looking off the page. That's just a no-no in collage. So we will have this sweet cherub who's looking at the horse with childlike eyes for sure, like, oh wow, do you see me? Can I touch you? That whole look, so sweet. And then there's a tuck envelope in here. And this is another one of the leaf journaling cards, and another one of the examples of how the background. Can you see how gold that is? I hope this is coming through on the camera. I mean, it practically shines. All of it, all of this journal has that kind of a thing. Just love it. So that closes, and then this opens up to here. And now the cherub is actually looking at the lovely lady. This is so beautiful. I just didn't want to cover it. There's nothing, even a clear pocket would imply filling the pockets, and then she would be covered. And I just think opening it up and suddenly having her be there is so fun. So I didn't. And this would have been where the signature went, actually right in here, and it would have laid right here. But I like this. And then this is a tag and another pocket. And this is one of the papers that I folded in half to form the tag. It's more, decorative, but a writing tag could certainly be attached to it. Plain piece of paper. And this is just so beautiful. So all in all, you just get that autumn feel, opulence, great country estate, hundreds and hundreds of years ago. These were longer, and I cut them off, and now I'm thinking perhaps I need to put a longer on there and then tie it in a knot. But I didn't want to add any bulk, so we'll see. We'll see. It stayed for a long time until I undid it. Let's see. Isn't that a pretty trim? Let's see if you can see the front. The back is not the pretty part. That's the back. That's the front. Can you see that? It's like a chain lock bracelet. It's really pretty. I got it locally, so I can't give you my source because I have no idea. It's a fabric store. All right, and then we go. Is that it? I think, wait a minute. Is that it? Are we done? Gosh. Maybe we are. Looks like we are. It's so thick anyway. Oh my gosh. So there you are. There is the modified. Oh, that's what's going in here, right like this. Okay. I thought it felt light, and I thought, what is going on? So the modified flip-flop journal. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you will leave a comment and let me know, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. And the Paper Cameo is on Etsy. Nicola is the owner and designer, and I'm on her design team. Happy to be so. So this is my share for the design team project right now, and it was a joy to work with these papers. There's so many, incredible papers. I tried to use quite a few in here so that it wasn't, I tried to put the variety in that I could, but there's many more. And I just wanted to show you a couple of the envelopes. She has a unique way of doing envelopes. She either does the roly-poly top and the kind of roly-poly sides, or she makes them so that her backs have, each triangle has a different pattern that's a full sheet in the kit, or more or less a full sheet. A portion anyway. But both of these are in the Gold 2 Ephemera, and you can easily wrap these. This is too big for this, but you can wrap one side on one side of a page and then have the rest of it here. And then you can pick the triangle that you like to show on your page, and it's a beautiful way to use the envelope. I almost never glue them down. I print one of the other beautiful papers, which this clearly is. On the inside, these are two more from the current kits. Aren't they gorgeous? I mean, you can use these for Christmas. You could use these for weddings. You could use these for anniversaries, birthdays. There are people who may live in homes that are decorated like this. Gorgeous. I mean, seriously, the kit is not so autumned that you couldn't use it other times. There's some pieces that are very autumn, but there are more pieces that aren't. So think of it that way. And have fun. Have fun. You can follow me on Instagram. I have the same name for Instagram that I have for my YouTube. And I hope that you will subscribe if you enjoyed this. And the next video I make is going to be a flip through of a journal that I recently purchased. And I wanted to show it to you because it's so beautiful. So thank you everyone for joining me. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.